Education is the foundation of success. Motivation, no matter the route, extends that success. Academic standards are put in place to obtain eligibility for participation in extracurricular activities. Attendance requirements are set in place to ensure that academic success. Over here, you will see the results of a 3-year study done in North Carolina. The results blanket 285,000 students and over 300 reports submitted by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Here, our student athletes are represented in blue and our non-athletes in orange. The 3 categories that we will look at are critical to academic success. First, we'll look at the GPA, which with student athletes is 2.86, nearly 22.5% higher than non-athletes at 1.96. Next, we'll look at days missed, which our student athletes miss on average per year 6.5 days, while our non-student athletes miss about double, which 12.6 days per year. Finally, we will look at the measurement of educational success, which is graduation and dropout rates. Less than 1% of student athletes drop out per year, leaving about an average of 99% graduation rate, where a little less than 9% of non-student athletes drop out per year, leaving about a 91% graduation rate. Academic standards are put in place to obtain the eligibility. For example, we have minimum GPA requirements and an 80% rule in Missouri, which states that to be able to participate in extracurricular activities, the student must have met 80% of the maximum allowed credits for the prior semester and be currently enrolled in 80% of the maximum allowed credits for this semester. Coaches instill more than just how to play the game. They also instill values in their athletes. These values carry over and help the drive to succeed carry from sports to academics. In addition to academic standards, we also have attendance requirements. This ensures that the student is present in the classroom first. If you're not at school, you're unable to participate in extracurricular activities for that evening or the following weekend if it happens to be a Friday. To coincide with that, coaches have a no practice, no play rule. But if you're not at practice because you missed school, you're not going to be able to participate in the competition even if you were at school for that day. Of the values that we talked about the coaches instilling into their athletes, the main one is responsibility. Student athletes have a responsibility to themselves to gain the free education that they are being offered. They also have a responsibility to their school. As a student athlete, you're an ambassador. If you fail at your academic standards or do not meet your attendance requirements, you're unable to participate and you look bad on your educational institution. Your final responsibility is to your team. As a team, you're one unit. If you fail these academic or attendance requirements, you're unable to participate, therefore failing as a teammate. As you can see, research shows that student athletes have higher educational success due to academic and attendance standards. Participation in these extracurricular activities is a privilege and not a right. By setting these standards, we set up our student athletes for the rest of their lives.
What is the minimum GPA?
Each state has a high school athletic association which sets regulations that must be adopted by the schools in order to participate in extracurricular activities. To be able to do this, they have to adopt these regulations, but the association do allow the districts to create their own GPA. For example, in Northwest Missouri, the minimum GPA to participate in extracurricular activities is a 2.5 on a 4.0 GPA average.
Who is considered a student athlete?
Student athletes are any individuals who participate in extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities are defined as school-to-school competitions. Therefore, we have our basic student athletes that we all think about with basketball, football, etc. But those who participate in choir, debate, and academic team are also considered student athletes.
Does the educational success end in high school?
Absolutely not. Educational success continues through college and the rest of your life. The standards that we set up for our student athletes instill values in them that they will be able to use for the rest of their lives, but it also gives them the chance to gain an education in a higher educational institution due to the academic standards and attendance requirements that they may meet to get scholarships or grants or even performance grants and scholarships based on their athletic abilities.